Well, piano started in 1957 when my mom decided to play the piano. And up until that time, she wanted to learn how to drive a car first. And she mastered the car. Now she wanted to play the piano. And she did. She not only mastered the piano, but she learned how to read music. And at the time, she was 60. She played for 20 years. She couldn't give concerts, but she gave us a lot of pleasure. When she passed away, we didn't have anybody to play the piano anymore.
Whenever we go over and visit Grandpa, she would immediately go and play with the piano rather than doing anything else in his apartment. So I think she's going to really enjoy it.
Now I know what to do with it. Our little girl. So we spoke to Patricia and we decided to send it down. And hopefully she's going to be next. You want to play the piano, kid? We decided to ship it down the way it was, as far as it has to be restored. It's been sitting around for long years. And from, I guess, 1972, 71, 72, it hadn't been played.
It's taken us a year to get it down here. I didn't even know there was a piano place on the island. A friend of mine owns a baby grand and she uses Pianoman, so I called them and they were incredibly nice and helpful, and they helped me piece together a network of knowledgeable people to ship the piano down properly, because you can't just put it in a crate and ship it, and there's a lot of things that can happen along the way and it can be very expensive.
When we were first contacted by Mrs. Whitaker, it was a telephone call. Then she visited and she poured out her concerns to my wife. She was able to transfer that sense of reassurance and confidence to Mrs. Whitaker. So she left Pianoman Caribbean that day with the assurance that there was hope for her piano and she'd found the right place. We were in touch with the piano world, so we could put her on to the right people, in the right place, and we put her in touch with somebody that would take the piano from her place in New York to our consolidator in Miami, and to our customs broker here, and to our shop. So it really was a question of her waving goodbye to the piano in New York, and then just coming to our place and having a look at it when it was there.
We're very much looking forward. There's also just having an heirloom of the family down here. It's going to be really exciting.
Well, when we first upgraded that piano, I was a little surprised. It was not the regular Steinway that I had been accustomed to seeing, a regular Steinway upright piano. It was more like an apartment model, or what we would call console. And then, of course, everything was gummed up, sticking. You couldn't really play the piano. But I wasn't worried because it was a piano, and we were going to fix it. When I saw the action, it was kind of obsolete and the parts weren't available. So right away we decided that it's a question of repair. And basically we had to repin all the centers. It's very kind of a tedious process, but it was the only way to get the piano functioning correctly. Then it was a question of the pin block starting to delaminate, and we had to let the tensioning off all the strings and bolt the block, and then it was the routine cleaning and polishing and regulating, refinishing and fine-tuning. That was the process.
So you're hoping to see it before Dad went back?
As far as getting through in time, her father was going to leave the island, and we had gauged repairs so that we would deliver the piano before he left. And that was not a problem.
They restored it, and I'm waiting to hear the sound. I'm going back in a week. I hope we can hear it.
Well, the Whitaker's reaction when that piano was delivered, just sheer delight. A space had been prepared in the living room for the piano, and it was just as though that was all that was needed to complete the living room and ready to enhance their lives. Well, as far as the time factor is concerned, Her father was to leave the island, and we had gauged repairs so that we could deliver the piano just before he left. And all was on schedule, assembly, regulation. I'm left with a deep sense of satisfaction about the whole project. But the more important thing about this is the family, what it does for the family. A piano that's been in the family for this length of time, to restore it and to give them an instrument that's working, sounds nice, looks good, is satisfaction. But the icing on top of the cake is for the listener heart to know that that's going to serve her for another 20, 30 years. That's priceless.